Okay, now we're going to talk about actually the procedure to calibrate the compass. A compass calibration is important, particularly when you're using GPS, so we can use the correct alignment for the discharge measurement. So to calibrate the compass, I'm actually going to use the mobile device right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the RiverSurveyor Live program, and I'm going to go to the Utilities section and press Compass Calibration. So once I'm there, I'm going to have my colleague Pete here begin the calibration. Okay, you can start. So what Pete is doing, he's going to make very slow rotations in the pitch and roll. And he's going to do 2 rotations, about 1 minute per rotation. Nice slow rotations. And you can see that we're measuring right down by the river cross-section where we're going to collect data today. An important thing about the calibration, if you're making a measurement, say on this hydro board by tethering it from a bridge, you want to make sure that you don't calibrate it up on the bridge. Okay, the bridges typically have a lot of iron and steel. And you want to actually try to get down to the measurement section and calibrate it there, because the magnetic interference will be different here than it is up there. Another thing, if we're calibrating with the system on a boat, sometimes it's very hard to get the pitch and roll on the boat because it's a large boat. But you shouldn't worry about that too much. The most important thing about the calibration is actually to do 2 rotations, okay, in the horizontal. And actually, if you can vary the pitch and roll by at least as much as you would expect on the boat that day, that will be more than acceptable. Okay, so I think Peter's done dancing here. He's got about 2 rotations done. I'm going to let him finish up here. Okay. So once I'm going to press stop, and it's going to give me a score. Okay. It's going to give me, it says results pass, magnetic variation is low, the calibration is basically good. So to begin with the Windows version, we're going to open the software. We're going to connect to the RiverSurveyor system. We're going to select the correct COM port. It went out and found the RiverSurveyor that I'm going to calibrate, serial number 765. And now it's connecting to the system. So now I've connected to the system. Okay, we go down to the utility step and we click Compass Calibration. The window pops up, and once the boat is in position, we begin the calibration. Now you can see that the compass is being rotated and they're applying a pitch and roll. The most important thing about the compass calibration is that you want to calibrate away from any large metal objects. You also want to calibrate near the location where you're going to measure in the configuration that you'll be measuring. So if you're with a hydro board or with a tri-hull, you want to calibrate it when it's set up in that boat, and you want to have it near the location where you're going to measure. You can see that we also want to rotate the heading twice. We want to do 2 rotations, so we want to go from 0 to 360, or we want to go from 0 to 360 twice, at about 1 minute per rotation. While we're rotating it in the horizontal, we want to vary the pitch and roll at least as much as we expect to experience while we're collecting data. So we're going to let it go around here for just 1 more minute, and we can hit stop. Now once we hit stop, it's going to give me some information. It's going to say results pass. Score is excellent, magnetic interference is very low. What this means is that the magnetic field near where I calibrated my compass is low and it's acceptable for measurement. It actually logs a calibration score. In this case, the score is M2.7Q9. The M stands for the magnetic field of a magnetic field strength of 2.7. The quality 9, and I can let you refer to the manual for a better description. essentially a low magnetic score would be something in the range from 1 to 2 up to maybe 9 or 10. And a quality of 9 indicates that I had a very good rotation on pitch and roll and heading.